Alright, so Bitcoin update and MSTR update just because everything is crashing, people are panicking. Well, then again, I mean, when you follow only bullish accounts and biased accounts who are bullish every single day, no matter what the price does, no matter if the price is up 50% or the price is down 30%, they're bullish no matter what. But that's where I come into play and I give you the most unbiased view there is. Just because if you want to make money in the market, you have to have an unbiased view. You can't be biased, you can't marry your positions, and you cannot most definitely marry your stock, okay? So Bitcoin's dumping. What's next? Well, it's very simple. That little yellow trend line has been holding up for a long time. That trend line is a very important trend line because it lines up and connects last cycle's two tops. You extend it to the right on a non-log chart. That trend line, we actually broke above it. You see how we spent some time below it? We finally broke above it and we held there over and over again for about 4 months, give or take 4 months. It held that support every single time we would go up and reject this next trend line. What is that white trend line up there? It is the trend line from the 2017 top, 2021 top. You extend it to the right. We rejected it twice here. And again, on both the trend lines, it's their third touch. And when a trend line is literally the first trend line, the first touch, second touch, you extend it to right. The third touch is the important touch because that's basically where it either bounces or rejects, depending if it's a uptrend or a downtrend trend line, right? So these are both downtrends. So the main key takeaway here is a trend line that's been holding up for 4 months has that finally broken down. But not only that, we also left a CME gap at $94,000. You see this little red line I have? That's your CME gap. And this yellow line is your previous support zone, your uptrend, that's going to now act as resistance as you go back up to retest it, okay? So what's going to happen next is very simple. You have to look at a few things. One, you have to look at where's Bitcoin's CME gap at the downside. And the CME gap for Bitcoin is actually, we just barely missed it by a hair. We came close to it, just missed it by a hair. It's that little zone right there. So now you have to understand, what is Bitcoin doing right now? Bitcoin is collapsing. Bitcoin is down about 25%. Now, mind you, the RSI on Bitcoin's daily time frame, it is very oversold. And I mean oversold. 24 reading, that is very oversold. Every single time Bitcoin goes sub 30 on a daily time frame reading, it typically marks a short-term bounce. Sorry, it marks a local bottom before Bitcoin goes higher, or B, it marks a short-term bounce before it ends up rolling over one more time. So regardless, it ends up forming or marking a local bottom. Okay, but not only on a daily time frame that it's so oversold, on the 4-hour you do have a small little bullish divergence. When again, I personally love 4-hour divergences, daily, weekly, monthly. I don't like 15-minute, 1 hour. That short-term stuff is useless. But 4-hour divergences and daily time divergences above that, beautiful time frames to use divergences. Nice little bullish divergence on the 4-hour here. And again, the 1 hour, the 1 day on Bitcoin's RSI is very oversold. If I go back in history and I show you every single time the RSI gets this low right here, August 5th bottom, what happened? We put on a local bottom, we went higher, pulled back, and then we continued to run higher. Circumstances were different, but the point is that every single time the RSI comes this low, you have a bounce. Like this is the perfect example right here. Back in June, RSI became oversold. At the time, the RSI was actually all the way down to 25. What happened? We had a short-term bounce of about 9%, and then we rolled over. But here again, circumstances were different. We put in a lower low while the RSI put in a higher low, and then price went back up, right? And that could go towards even the bear market of last year. Pardon me, of last cycle. What happened? Very simple. Let's look at the first time it dropped right here. Okay, so Bitcoin pulled back, came to where? 30. When Bitcoin came to 30, what happened? Bitcoin dropped a little bit, then went up. So basically, when it hit 30, it started basing out, consolidate, went higher. It really gave some time for its RSI to breathe, and then it rolled over one more time. So regardless, in this vicinity, it ends up putting some sort of local bottom. With that being said, what is Bitcoin's real support zone? Well, it's very simple. Bitcoin's support zone at the moment is actually from the previous local high of 74 to about the gap fill right here. This right here is Bitcoin's support zone. Small little support zone, not that big. Give or take about a 9% range. Now, it did just miss it by a hair, but that's because of one simple thing. It is the 200 daily MA. Okay? The 200 daily MA. We pulled back to the 200 daily MA after half a year, and we're getting some sort of buying pressure off of it. But not only that, we are also sitting at our uptrend. So we actually undershot the uptrend. We wicked below it. We actually closed below it. So we went below the trend line. We got a hair close enough to the gap fill. To me, I mean, filling the gap or getting 1% close enough, to me it's close enough. But the point is it came to support, okay? So now Bitcoin's coming to support with a bullish 4-hour divergence with a oversold daily diversion, RSI. So what I'm looking for here now is for Bitcoin somewhere in this vicinity of where it is right now to end this box to put some sort of local bottom, whether it's a short-term bottom or a big bottom. Before it heads higher, I want to look for some sort of bottom in this box here, in this range here between where it is right now at 84 to about 74. Now, why I like this range is because it's the golden pocket as well. Every single time you just put on the golden pocket, you're going to realize that every single time it comes in that zone where right there, you see how the golden pocket is in my support zone? You go back to every single leg up Bitcoin had, every single time it came to the golden pocket before it continued to go higher. You go before that and you mark it, every single time it came to the golden pocket before it went higher. Even last cycle when Bitcoin ended up topping, what did everything do? Very simple. Short term, it went to the golden pocket, right? Short term we topped, we came down, we bounced off the golden pocket, and then we rolled over. But then you have to actually zoom out a little bit and really take it from a significant low. What happened? We dropped hard, hit the 200 MA, landed with the golden pocket, had a nice little bounce, RSI got reset, and then we rolled over. But the thing is, when we rolled over, we ended up making a nice little bear flag. But the point here is we went back up, we rejected the golden pocket. So instead of bouncing off of that support, we rejected and then we rolled over. But not only that, even this entire major move here, what happened? We go from the point that it started to the point that it topped. We crashed 50%. While everyone was panicking, all you have to be like, wait a second, we're at the golden pocket. Bullish divergence, golden pocket, bullish price action. I'm longing this. Again, in an uptrend, things go up, pull back to the golden pocket, then it goes higher. Same thing for the opposite, okay? So the point is that we came to the golden pocket. So somewhere in this vicinity, we're going to mark some sort of local bottom and bounce. Now, this is the important part, is how far do we bounce and where do we bounce? Because now we do have a gap above us. So we know that we're going to put in a local bottom somewhere in this zone here, somewhere here. Well, then we should, of course, head higher. Now, when we head higher, this is the crucial moment, because when we head higher, the point is, do we break out? Because for us to break out, you have to get above 94,000. You get above 94,000, and this yellow line, they coincide with one another, then you could start being relaxed, nothing to worry about. However, we go up and we reject. Okay, we go up and we reject the breakdown, because right now Bitcoin broke down. When you go back up and you reject the breakdown, you reject the CME gap, you reject the breakdown, you reject the uptrend, that's when things become bearish. And that's your worst case scenario. Because if that happens, then things start rolling over, and at that point, you have to assume that the top is in. So what I'd be looking for is simple. No matter what, Bitcoin is going to form some sort of bottom, whether it's a small bottom or a larger one. It would look something like this. Okay, we're gonna, whatever we do, it would be a small bounce, and then this will happen, right? You're gonna reject your breakdown, or of course it's gonna go higher, reclaim it, chop, and then send it. Okay, so all I'm looking for right now is, what you should be looking for is a bounce, and then all you have to look for after that is, do we reject? Okay, because if we start rejecting right here, we start rejecting multiple days, just can't get above it. Price tries to go up, it can't. It tries, it can't. It tries, it can't. And then it rolls over. That's bearish. Okay, so that's all you have to look for, is just the price action. Now, MSTR. Beautiful reaction today. I really like the reaction today. Why? Because Bitcoin was down 5-7%. MSTR closed green on the day. Why is this happening? It's very simple. MSTR, it sold off too much, right? We call this like a slingshot effect, where when things get too oversold, slingshots right back up, right? It's something you can't really time. It just happens. But I really like this price action, because if this could coincide with Bitcoin, where Bitcoin has a nice little rally, and at the same time with this momentum, MSTR goes higher, I love that. Because again, I want to short MSTR, and for me to short MSTR, I'm not going to short it here. I want MSTR to go higher for me to short it. With that being said, where is MSTR right now? Well, it's very simple. MSTR is just missed the 200 daily MA. Very important MA for MSTR. Not only that, MSTR is at its uptrend from this local low a year ago to this local low. The third touch lines up with the 100 MA, the 200 daily MA. Beautiful. But the thing here is, since we made a new low, we have to change this golden pocket here, so we're going to delete that. What I like about this is, look where we bottomed, right? You change your golden pocket depending on how you use your fibs, of course, right there. Okay, so right here, you have the golden pocket, you have the 0.5 fib on a non-log chart. On a log chart, sorry, you have the 200 daily MA, and you have your uptrend, and you also are seeing, Bitcoin with a bullish divergence, and you're seeing an oversold Bitcoin at support. Okay, right now Bitcoin is at support, and the price action, right? The MSTR being up 5% while Bitcoin being down, that is beautiful, because now I'm inclined to believe MSTR could have a decent sized pop here. So what I'm looking for is three levels, these three levels right here. I'm looking for 280, 329, 450. Sorry, 280, 350. Sorry, I'm so sorry. 280, 328, 350. Okay, 350 and 400 plus. Those are the three levels I'm looking for. What I'm looking for here is, which one of these levels does it reject? Well, first of all, if you're bullish, you of course want us to go higher and reclaim the first level. We go up higher, reclaim the first level, that's not really saying much. But the second we break this white line here, this downtrend that's been holding up for months, you can see 1, 2, rejection here. You don't want us to go up and reject. No, you want us to go up, and then when we go up, you want us to break out, hold it, and then head higher. And then once you clear this 350 zone, then that's when the party gets started, and you'll be looking for 400. Because why? 400, psychological number, 100 billion market cap. And the most important thing here is, it would be attempted to go back to this high here. And this high is important for later on, but we'll get into that in the later on videos. And then, to be fair, it's almost the exact look as last cycle. And again, I'm not saying it's a fractal. I hate fractals. I despise them. But the point is, Bitcoin dropped 50%. MSTR started diluting like crazy. And then we came down. We pulled back hard to the 200 daily EMA. And then we had a nice little rally. And then we ended up topping and rolling over. Okay, kind of looking for the same thing where overextended rally, everyone went crazy, ended up topping, collapsing. MSTR dilutes like crazy, pulls back to the 200 daily EMA. Let's see if Bitcoin has one more oomph to it, if it could have that one more pop to it, if MSTR could follow suit. Again, I would rather short MSTR than long it. So what I'm looking for is for MSTR to go up. Even if you're a bull, don't hate the video. I mean, I'm literally saying that I'm looking for MSTR to go up. It's just I'm looking to short it. Right? So I'm just gonna let it do its thing, look for the short there. But I'll tell you this, I will not short it unless if Bitcoin is bearish, right? Bitcoin has to go up, reject, and then I'll short it. But if Bitcoin, of course, goes up and reclaims these levels, I would not short it, right? So really, it's all relative to what's going on in that price action during that period of time. But for now, relax. If you're all cash like us, there's no worry, right? You want it since like we've been all cash, right? We've been all cash since here. Everything collapsed. If you mean you want to take some of your profits and start longing things, brother, you have profits, extra money. You want to keep busy. Go ahead, risk some money. I totally understand. It's not like you helped the way massive correction. Just saying.